We're about 4 months out from Star Wars The Last Jedi. But, I've just discovered an article talking about possible leaks for Episode 8. So, remember, these are just rumors. Some of them are a little old. Some of them may have been dispelled. But they're interesting rumors, and it helps bring up the discussion of Star Wars. So, this article comes from Cosmic Book News, and it says, Star Wars The Last Jedi spoiler leaks from 4chan. An alleged disgruntled Lucasfilm employee leaks Star Wars The Last Jedi spoilers. Now, this article was written by Matt McGloin, and it was published on June 6th of this year. Now, I haven't heard about any of this, but according to this article, the same 4chan user posted a bunch of Guardians of the Galaxy 2 spoilers, and they were pretty close to what was in the film. So, take with it what you will, but I just thought this would be an interesting commentary. So, as of this article's publication, it says Star Wars The Last Jedi rough cut has been done for weeks. Not really an important spoiler. Luke is disenfranchised. Rey convinces him to come back. Well, of course. Of course it's Rey that's going to make Luke do the right thing, because Luke couldn't do the right thing on his own. Hopefully we learned why he's disenfranchised, and we don't have to wait another year or 2 years for that discovery. Marketing will make fans assume Luke went to the dark side. No one thinks Luke went to the dark side. Still don't. Rey doesn't go to the dark side. She is a reincarnation of the first Force user. Okay, well, here's the thing. We've been talking about Rey's origins for the last 2 years. I really don't think they're that interesting, but if they were to make her a reincarnation of the Force or another user, I think that's lazy and stupid. I know people are just like, have an open mind, but why can't we just have something, I don't know, better portrayed on screen? Nothing from the first movie makes me think that. It just makes me think of poorly written character. It is suggested that the Millennium Falcon may be destroyed. Good. I hate that Han Solo died, but I feel that him, Chewbacca, and the Falcon should have gone out together in Episode 7. Chewbacca serves no purpose without Han, and the Falcon serves no purpose without them. Force ghosts of Yoda and Anakin said to be featured, and also said that they can be killed. That sounds retarded. Benicio del Toro's character is said to be named Zen, a known double-crosser. He's famous on both sides, but Leia mentions how he helped the Resistance and even the original Rebellion, and asks him to help one more time to take down Snoke. This could be cool. I gotta see this one. It's not jumping the shark, kind of like the Force Ghost being killed off. That's dumb. That's trying to add stakes to something that's not even relevant. All at the service of that bitch Rey. Regarding Snoke, it said he has switched bodies before, is well-liked around the galaxy, and very wealthy. Snoke's story isn't finished in this one, as there's a cliffhanger following the Luke vs. Snoke battle. Okay, if Luke survives a fight, I'm cool. Luke Skywalker, it's been 34 years since Luke Skywalker's dueled anyone in a lightsaber duel. I'm excited for that. There's my fanboy coming out in me. Woo! The 4chan user also provided the following plot description. Luke meets Rey. He tells her how the Force brought her to him. Her parents were scared of her abilities. She is told after a couple of scenes she was born out of necessity, that the balance will continue forever with the Force, since the beginning, all the way to his dad and now her. Luke trains her, but tells her, after Snoke is defeated, they will cease to fight and will not continue the Jedi Order. I like that element, actually. I think it's finally something original. It's not, we're going to bring balance to the Force and then just continue to fight evil. No, we're just going to end the Jedi Order. I kind of like that idea. Luke and Rey have a meditation scene together, where she literally walks through a beam of light and she can control everything around her. She can change shapes and warp everything around her. Luke tells her she will be even more powerful than Yoda, and she says, who? This got some chuckles. That is stupid. That is being irreverent towards the source material. That's the type of shit I don't like. This really forced shitty humor. If Lawrence Kasdan wrote it, dude, just hang it up, alright? Rey also battles a creature that Luke claims is filled with evil intent and has been threatening the Porgs, creatures more in tune with the Force than even himself. Think penguins on crack. She defeats this creature only to see it become a ghost of Anakin. Basically, Luke has tried to push her emotionally in every direction on the island in order to wake her full potential quickly. Okay, so again, this just seems like The Empire Strikes Back, but drawn out. Instead of Luke and Yoda, it's Luke and Rey, and it sounds like half a movie. Luke wants Snoke gone now. It's made clear that Luke is not happy with what Snoke did to Ben/Kylo Ren, and will do anything to make Rey become stronger to quickly destroy him. We get a flashback with Anakin at Luke's school, and everything is destroyed. Luke sees young Kylo Ren and says, "I don't want to kill you, but your life is in my hands now." We learn later that Luke knew someone else would come along and balance things out with Ben Kylo, so he left to go get answers as to why the Jedi always fail. Luke used the Force to shut down R2-D2 until this person was found. I'm cutting out a ton of details, but basically you find out the Force is literally connected to everything and everyone, including a droid, can be aligned to it, if it is willed. Rey confronts Luke about his feelings toward the Jedi, his abandonment of his friends, and everything that's happened, and they don't come to an agreement. He speaks with Yoda, she meditates. See, this to me is a lot like the Episode 1 midichlorians thing with the Force. It's just continuing on with the Force. Like, there's more to Star Wars than the Force. But this is just more of an opinion-based complaint, so whatever. But to me, nothing's interesting that was presented in Episode 7, so let's keep going. Yoda admits Rey is right, that the Jedi of old were hopeful but arrogant, and the dark side of the Force can only be the future. Something like that. Okay. Kylo Ren spends the majority of the film with Snoke. Kylo is more unstable and leaves to trace Vader's life in hopes that he will meet his spirit. From the way Snoke acts, he doesn't seem to care much. Also, Force Ghosts can be destroyed. They're adding new powers into this film the same way JJ/Kasdan added new abilities in Star Wars The Force Awakens. Rian Johnson did write the film he wanted, but there was definitely things they wanted to include in this film for future media. This sounds more of like a product for Star Wars again. It's turning it into just a homogenized merchandise machine, which merchandise isn't doing too hot. I'll release a video this week about that. But whatever. After Finn wakes up, the entire ship they're on is destroyed. Leia asks him to go find Snoke's weakness. She's been told someone has information on how to destroy him, and they've arrived at the meeting point, a new planet. No one likes Leia on this planet. Rose leaves with Finn because it's the last escape pod, and her sister trusts Finn. Poe leaves after the ship is destroyed as well, with Leia and some remaining Resistance members. The First Order takes prisoners. They spend most of the film on the run, and they meet up with Holdo, who immediately butts heads with them. She wants to have an alliance with the First Order. Leia thinks that's a bad idea, and in the meantime sends Poe to rescue the remaining Resistance supporters. Finn goes to Snoke's home planet, and they find a crypt. Think Dracula. Very expensive-looking place, and a tomb that's open. Basically, we learn Snoke has switched bodies and is actually well-liked by a lot of races. No one alive has seen his original body. He's with Rose and Zen. All this takes place after they escaped the affluent planet, and found the kidnapped Resistance members, who after the past few years have decided to join the First Order. Finn appeals to some of them, but not all. And that was it. I don't know what to say about these leaks. It sounds different from Empire, but at the same time it's the same story. This leak, and I'm using quotation marks that you can't see, this leak essentially puts together pieces from production images and the trailer and the merchandise. Well, I can't use the merchandise because, actually, if anything, the merchandise reaffirms this leak. So if you haven't seen the leaked Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi leaked merchandise, check out our last video. We put a link to the description for that. But they show the new characters and the new ships and stuff like that. So maybe there is some credence to this after all. Maybe there is a disgruntled Lucasfilm employee. Maybe I work at Lucasfilm and I'm pissed off and I'm here to tell you the entire plot. But really, that's all I have to say about this. I'm frustrated with Star Wars. Not as angry as I once was, but still very frustrated. And on the merchandise front, I think the market is tired of Star Wars. I know people in the comments are going to go, Star Wars is the biggest franchise of all time and everyone loves it and will forever. Go to a store, okay? You can't be sexist and racist in the free market. It's like you like something and you buy it or you don't. This isn't Marvel where you can just try to blame away your failures on the fans. There's a glut of Star Wars merchandise. I shit you not. I can find 2-year-old merchandise still on the shelves. And they don't want it that way. They want new shit to come out and you keep buying it. And it's cyclical, you know? Out with the old and with the new. People just aren't buying it the way they used to. I think that's a sign of two things. I'm not really focusing on the economy here, but I think it's just oversaturation. And Star Wars doesn't resonate with the modern generation like the old generations. You know, I'm in my 20s still. Growing up, Star Wars was still cool and unique. You had other movies that had, you know, better effects and bigger effects, but still it was Star Wars, and Star Wars was, you know, the sacred cow of all franchises. The prequels came out, they tarnished the brand, and I think Episode 7 tarnished it even further. If you liked the movie, great. I hate it. I think it's fucking garbage. But you can't argue the fact that they just overdid it with the hype. You know, they were trying to sell you on nostalgia, but it wasn't enough. It's like, hey, we got Han, we got Luke, we got Leia, we got the Falcon, Chewbacca, all these great things, but you need to know the new characters first, and I don't think people liked the new characters as much. They pushed Rey on everyone like she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Even in this fucking description, you can tell that she's overpowered as shit. Oh, she's stronger than Yoda. Oh, she knows everything. Come on. If this was a dude, they wouldn't have given a dude these kind of powers. They would have had him go and struggle just like Luke. I don't think you can sympathize with a character who just has everything happen to them or for them naturally. It takes away the appeal. It takes away the relatability factor. With Luke, Luke had failures. We've all had failures. But you know what? Luke dusted himself off. He got up. He did it again. He succeeded. It's kind of inspirational. You try something, you fail, you try it again, you succeed. It just goes to show you should never give up. Rey tries something, succeeds. She tries something else, succeeds. She's given something to help her succeed. There's just no interesting elements to that. That's why I'm not excited for Episode 8. Episode 7 has ruined my view on Star Wars. So that is it for this video. If you liked it, cool, give us a thumbs up, share the video, find us on iTunes, listen to the podcast, buy the t-shirt, check us out on Patreon. World Class Bullshitters has taken over. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. Probably on the glut of merchandise from Star Wars. Or maybe the fact that Ron Howard is in damage control mode for the young Han Solo movie. So, we'll find out in the future. But until then, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.
And on that note, we cue the music.
But. Meow.